Hello, folks. So I got this old bike out of the junkyard a couple months ago, and I got it running. And if you want to go back and look at some of the other videos, you can see where the day I got the bike when I got it running. I had to put another fuel tank on it and do some work on the carburetor. The handlebars were bent, and we're going to restore this bike. But for right now, we just want to get the bike kind of set up before we tear it down to repaint it. Obviously, you don't want to be doing a bunch of major mechanical work on a bike that's got a fresh paint job. So that's what we're trying to avoid, is scratching the paint. And so anyway, we're going to be putting on a torque converter in today's video. And I hope y'all enjoy it. Boy, I tell you what, I just absolutely love Harbor Freight. Or that might have been Northern Tool. Matter of fact, y'all leave a comment and let me know. Was this Harbor Freight or Northern Tool? Either way, I like either one of those stores. Well, I tell you what, it's really in pretty good shape. I thought these bearings might have a lot of wear in them, but they really don't. So we won't be throwing that away. Well, it's raining pretty good, folks. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but look what was laying down inside this cover. So you've got to remove that cover in order to put a torque converter on one of these engines. But I bet you somebody a long time ago was wondering, where in the hell did that spring go? Okay, so in order to put a torque converter on these Baja, this is a Baja 165. In order to get the torque converter on there, we've got to get rid of this bracket, okay, which would have held the chain guard, and then that little ear right there, which was for the jack shaft. Okay, so we've got to get rid of both of those now. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut these off. We may bend that one over, just bend it back down in that square hole there that it originally, that piece of steel was bent out of. If we can make that lay down, then I won't even bother cutting it off. Now we are going to cut that off, and then later I can re-weld it on there if I do decide to put a chain guard back on there. Okay, but there's no way that it can be where it is. So, you know, y'all don't freak out. I'm not getting rid of these bikes, and they're not going to be converted back over, so I'm not really worried about, you know, modifying the frame. Okay, so that's what's going on. There we go. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. And if anybody ever did want to use it again, they could just bend it back up and reuse it. But like I said, I ain't never changing that out. Okay, so on these bars, when you're converting them over, you've got to use the inside middle set of holes. Okay. And what that means is, well, so there's always a problem when you're putting one of these on a Baja. And the problem is the backer plate, okay, for the torque converter rubs against the frame down here. So what you've got to do is you've got to trim off a little bit down there on the bottom of the plate. Okay, so I've got the bolts kind of sort of started, and I've got to get in there and mark where I've got to cut it off. Then we'll pull it back off of there, and we'll trim that off, and then it'll fit right on there perfectly. Okay, so you may be thinking that cutting that off is going to make that a lot weaker. And I am sure that it will make it weaker, you know, to an extent though. Okay, and the reason I'm saying this is because on the other mini bike, I did the same thing. You can't see it from here, but it has caused no problems in that bike. Okay. Okay, so it's a good fit. Let me get the camera set up and I'll show y'all. Okay, folks. So you might can see there's a little bit of a gap going right through there. Okay, so you don't have to worry, nothing's gonna vibrate. I wanted a little bit of a gap through there so that it doesn't rub on the frame or vibrate. Okay, and dirt wouldn't build up in there neither, not as bad. So I think it's a good fit. What do y'all think? Okay, another thing y'all might want to know, these little spacers, whatever you want to call them here, that's what they are. They're a spacer so that you can line up the two pulleys on here for the belt. And, well, the problem is they never give you enough. But you can go out here to Tractor Supply and you can get one of these, and it's got those things in there. Okay, and anyway, that might come in handy. That might be useful to one of y'all. Alrighty then, folks. We got the torque converter on it. So all we got to do now is tighten up the chain, the back wheel, and I believe, oh yeah, we got to tighten up the motor, and then we'll be able to get it down and see how it's going to do. Okay, folks. Well, that was it. The bike is doing really good. I didn't get to ride it a whole lot because it's been raining all day. It's wet out there. But I did, I did go up and down the road a little bit around the yard. And let me tell you, it's got way more top end and it's got way more torque from the start, from the get-go. So that definitely made a huge difference, okay? I would say it doubled the speed of that mini bike. And we're going to get a new carburetor on there, and then we'll try it again. Anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in. We will see y'all later. Bye. So before we go, I wanted to show y'all this paint. So what I did is I sprayed down some chrome. Okay, I sprayed a layer of chrome. That's just how you're supposed to do it. Okay, so you put down the chrome. Okay, and then you spray the purple over it. And the purple, this anodized, is you can see through it. Okay, so it lets the silver come through the paint, is what it does. So I don't know how well y'all can see that, but it's a pretty nice color of purple. And then that is not the yellow that we're going to be using, but it's the only yellow I had in the shop. Okay. And I tried it with and without glitter. And that was a piece of aluminum that I just sprayed the purple on top of the aluminum and then some real light glitter on it just to see what it would do. But anyway, that's what you're going to be looking at on the mini bike. It's going to be a purple bike. And then that already had glitter on it. I just sprayed over it anyway just to see what it would do.